Thanks for joining me, guys. My name is Kristin and I'm from KristinCoaching.com. I want to talk about unhealthy relationships today in this video, and more specifically, the 10 signs that you are in an unhealthy relationship. Look, oftentimes we as people, when we're in relationships, we do patterns over and over and over again in terms of being attracted to the people that we're with and during the type of relationship dynamics that we're used to. And you'd be surprised how many people are in unhealthy relationships that don't even know that they're in one. So I need to do a video for you guys today because I need you guys to wake up and see that these signs are there and that your relationship is not going good. You need to do something about these relationships dynamic, these unhealthy signs as soon as possible, because you don't want to keep going down this unhealthy road day after day after day and eventually feel super low about yourself, depressed, sad, anxious, afraid, fearful. There's so many negative things that can happen when couples are in unhealthy dynamics and in unhealthy relationships. So let's shed some light for you today. For those of you who don't know, I am a relationship coach. I'm a licensed therapist. The whole purpose of my channel, you guys, is just to teach you guys relationship skills, give you relationship advice, so you can have the healthiest and happy relationships possible. I come from a background of not having healthy relationships in the past. I obviously have one, not obviously, but I have one now with my husband Jamil, who's been fabulous, and it always hasn't been healthy, right? And especially relationships before him, they have definitely not been healthy. So I have learned personally what an unhealthy relationship and healthy relationship looks like. And through my work as a therapist and a relationship coach, I have seen thousands and thousands of couples out there demonstrate being on the healthy side or the unhealthy side. So let's shed some light for you guys today and get you out of this unhealthy pattern. That is my goal for you today, okay? So let's discuss this super huge top 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship and see if you're in them, okay? If you are, let me know. I'm gonna go sign 1 through 10 in this video. So if you're an unhealthy sign 1, let me know and put number 1 in the comment section. If you have healthy sign number 2, put number 2 in the comment section. I want to know what you're going through. I want to give you advice and help to make it as healthy as possible. Okay, so let's dive into it. So sign number 1 that you're in an unhealthy relationship. Number 1 is that you guys fight a lot. All relationships have fights. We have arguments, disagreements, tensions run high. But if you are fighting the majority of the time, if you're not getting along, if you're noticing that small things are turning into big problems and you're just constantly disagreeing and arguing and feel like you're butting heads and battling with each other, that is definitely a sign you could be in a very unhealthy dynamic. It is a sign that you're in an unhealthy dynamic. You don't want to be in a relationship where there's so much confrontation and doesn't leave room for the happiness and the connection and the times where you guys are supposed to be building your relationship and coming together. When you fight, you come away, right? You're fighting against each other and you're increasing this gap. And especially if you're fighting over and over again, I guarantee you that these fights are not getting resolved and feeling like, okay, I'm feeling, happy and content how this fight went, excuse me, and you know what, and I'm feeling a lot more closer. Most likely you're not feeling that way. So if you guys fight a lot, that could definitely be a sign. I have my water here, so excuse me. Sign number 2 that you're in an unhealthy relationship. Either you or your significant other are hiding things from each other. Look, if you're in a relationship where you guys are being dishonest and secretive and hiding information from one another because you're afraid that your significant other is gonna get mad at you, maybe you are doing something wrong and you don't want to tell your other half about it. If you're being deceitful, if you're flirting with other people and you're texting other people and DMing other people and you're hiding that, if you're cheating and you're hiding it, if you're hiding important information that your significant other would want to know, if that information would impact the relationship, then you should not be doing it, or your significant other should not be doing it. You cannot get close. You cannot have a true, deep connection hiding important information from one another. That just doesn't happen. You might think that you are absolutely as close as you can be and absolutely in love and have the healthiest relationship possible. But I guarantee you that when you hide things from each other, you are putting up an emotional wall and an emotional barrier, and you're not going to be able to get as deep and as close and have a healthy dynamic that you really want and deserve. I guarantee that. So the lying, the deceitfulness, the hiding information absolutely needs to stop. I have talked to so many people out there that say, oh, my relationship is perfect and it's great, except for he's, cheating on me and he's not, and I'm finding out through other people that he's doing that. Okay, well, in my opinion, your relationship is not that great if you guys are cheating on each other or he's cheating on you and being deceitful over and over again. That's a huge deal, okay? So you need to be honest. You have to be honest. Stop hiding information. If that's happening in your relationship, that needs to stop right now, okay? So that's a huge sign of an unhealthy dynamic and relationship. Number 3, an unhealthy relationship sign is that your relationship is one-sided. What does one-sided mean? It means that one person in the relationship is unable to rely on the other person for emotional support, mental support. It's where one person is getting all their needs met and are able to go to their other half for whatever they need, feel good, feel content, but that other person in the relationship is feeling like they're giving and giving and giving, but not able to take anything because their partner isn't giving them anything. So they can't take. So they just give and give and give, and they give all of themselves until there's nothing left and they feel depleted and they feel just like a shell of themselves, and they just feel like they can't do it anymore. Your relationship, any healthy relationship, needs to be reciprocal. What you give in your relationship, you should be getting back. That is how it works. You need to put 100% effort in, and your partner needs to put 100% effort in. If they're not willing to do that, you really need to be reevaluating if this relationship is right for you. I'm just telling you what healthy relationships look like and what they should be. So having a one-sided relationship is definitely an unhealthy dynamic, okay? No judgment. It is what it is. I need you guys to see that and to know that. Sign number 4 of an unhealthy dynamic or unhealthy relationship are emotional put-downs. So if you or your significant other are saying to each other, oh, you're never going to be able to do that. Maybe like you have some goals or something and your partner is like, you can't do that. You're not smart enough. You're not skilled enough. You're not good enough. Just putting each other down, maybe on each other's appearance, being like, ugh, you look ugly in that outfit, or I just don't like when you do that. I don't like the way you walk. It just irritates me, or something. Listen, come on. Putting each other down emotionally is so hurtful. I mean, you are not going to be able to have a healthy dynamic doing that. You need to be treating people how you want to be treated. Your partner needs to do the same thing. So if they're saying things to you that are cruel and rude and hurt your feelings and vice versa, it's just not going to work, you guys. It's not healthy. So stop putting each other down emotionally. In relationships that are healthy, you want to build each other up. You want to build each other's self-esteem and self-worth up and make each other feel good and have your hearts filled from one another, okay? Stop tearing each other down. It's not working. It's not good. It's not right. So stop doing that, okay? Sign number 5, you're in an unhealthy relationship, is that you're codependent on each other. What does codependent mean? It basically means that you have a really hard time functioning without each other. This is for the couples that text hundreds of times a day, that are constantly texting each other when they're away, constantly calling each other when they're not in the same room, worrying about what is the other person doing when they're not with them, feeling like you can't function unless your significant other is right next to you, helping you figure out life. Codependency is when you just feel that you can't live, you can't function without having your other half next to you. That is a very, very unhealthy sign, you guys. You need to be able to function independently as a unit, as a person, by yourself in any situation. You have to be able to take care of yourself. If you're feeling anxiety when your partner's away, you're feeling sad and depressed when your partner's away, scared, worried, it's not good. You need to be able to rely on yourself for coming up with answers, figuring out solutions to the problem, regulating your emotions on your own. We can't rely on our partners to do that. It just creates a very codependent and unhealthy dynamic. And so I need you to know that. And sometimes when you're in that codependency, you don't see that. But if you step out and you look from an outside perspective in, and you see somebody being completely distraught and unable to function unless their partner is there with them, that's it's gonna be a wake-up call. So you need to ask yourself if you're in a codependent relationship, because that's a big one, very common for a lot of couples. Okay, sign number 6 that you could be in an unhealthy relationship is that your partner makes you feel insecure. So this kind of piggybacks off of the emotional put downs. But if you're feeling not good about yourself, if you're feeling uglier, if you're feeling less worthy, if you're feeling like you're not a good partner because your partner's telling you you're not, if they're saying that you suck at this, you're not good at that, you're stupid, I don't even know why I'm with you, especially, cursing at you, calling you names, that's going to affect your self-esteem and your self-worth, your self-love. That's going to bring you down. So you don't want to be with a partner who does that. Like I said, you need a partner who's going to lift you up and bring you up, not put you down. That is huge. That is so important to remember, okay? Stop enduring a relationship where your partner is making you feel less than, because that is not right. You need somebody to boost you up and make you feel amazing about yourself. That's what you deserve. Sign number 7 of an unhealthy relationship. If there's verbal, physical, or sexual abuse, get out. It's done. You can't do that. So it's, verbal abuse, you effing this, and that, you B word, S word, C word, whatever it is, that's verbal abuse. That is not okay. It's just not okay. You cannot have a healthy relationship if somebody is verbally abusing you, degrading you, to saying the worst words about you. What type of a relationship is that? How are you going to feel emotionally safe in your relationship when someone is bringing you down and making you feel this big? I don't care what you did. And even if you did do something, oftentimes people don't, and it's not even warranted. But let's say you did make a mistake or did do something bad. You don't deserve that. That's verbal abuse, okay? Physical abuse. If anybody's pushing anybody, hitting anybody, kicking anybody, doing anything physical where your physical safety is compromised, that's an absolute no-no. That is something that needs to stop yesterday. Not okay. Not okay. Okay? That's a crime. That's assault. You can't have a healthy relationship when you're committing crimes against each other. That just doesn't happen. This goes under the category of domestic violence. That needs to be handled ASAP. It needs to be handled through maybe professional help, need to get some counseling resources, therapy out there, but the physical abuse needs to stop. Sexual abuse is the third one. If you are doing something sexually, intimately, that against your will, that you don't want to do, if you're being forced to do sexual things, this is for both men and women. That is not safe. That is not good. That needs to stop yesterday, okay? There's resources out there again for that, but any verbal, physical, sexual abuse in a relationship is a no-no. Huge sign of an unhealthy relationship. I don't want you to be in this for one more day, okay? That is a big one. Sign number 7, biggest flashing, red lights, red flag, get out, not okay, okay? You guys need to be separating, doing things on your own, getting healthy individually, and maybe you can think about coming back in a relationship where the verbal, physical, and sexual abuse is absolutely gone. Other than that, it's not fair for you to stay in a relationship where it's like that, okay? Sign number 8 that you were in an unhealthy relationship is that you are changing yourself to please your partner. So if you're feeling like you're making decisions or wanting to do things just because they want to, you're wanting to do their own hobbies on their own schedule. If they want you to dress a certain way or look a certain way, and so you do that, doing things to please them, you're gonna lose your sense of self. You're not gonna feel like you yourself are the wanted person. You're gonna feel like the image of what your partner wants you to be is what they want. And so your true self is going to feel down. You're going to feel insecure. You're going to feel less than, not good enough. Listen, in any relationship that's healthy, you have to be your authentic selves, your true selves of what you like, what you truly want to say and how you want to say it and what you want to do. Yeah, there's compromise when it comes to relationships, and I'll let my partner do things that I don't necessarily want to do sometimes, but that goes vice versa. He'll do things that I don't want to do. That's a balance. That's different. But if you're constantly changing who you are at the core and acting a different way just to please them, being a certain kind of way just to please your significant other, that is very unhealthy, and that's not going to work. Okay? Sign number 9 that you're in an unhealthy relationship is that you are unhappy. Okay? Listen, this is a really common one that a lot of people really don't ask themselves. Are you happy in your relationship? I'm asking you that. If you are not happy in your relationship, then you are in an unhealthy relationship. That's just the bottom line. And it's a yes or no answer. It really is. We can kind of lie to ourselves and be like, oh, I'm sometimes happy when, or I'm sometimes sad when. No, you know the answer in your heart and in your core if you are happy or not. So if you are not happy in your relationship, then you are in an unhealthy relationship. That is the bottom line, and that shows that things need to be addressed and need to be worked on with you and your significant other as soon as possible. 10. Sign number 10, last but not least. If you are in an unhealthy relationship, you have a gut feeling that something is wrong in your relationship, that something needs to be worked on in your relationship. So I talk about the gut instinct, okay? So sign number 10, if you are feeling that something is wrong, that the relationship is just not where it needs to be, maybe you're not feeling emotionally fulfilled, maybe you're not feeling happy, maybe you're feeling depressed or anxious all the time in front of your significant other, your gut is going to tell you the truth if you're in a relationship that is right for you or not, okay? If it's healthy for you or not. I want you to trust that gut instinct. Our minds can play tricks on us, and we can convince ourselves so many ways that our situation is way different than what it actually is. But your instinct, your gut is always not going to lie to you, and that is going to tell you the truth all the time. So trust that, okay? That is the last sign. I hope I've shed some light. Please, if you have any of these signs in your relationship, let me know what they are, 1 through 10. Let me know what you're going through. If you have any questions about it, things that you want to work on, things that you're confused about, you want some guidance, to ask me, let me know, and I will get back to you, okay? Like I always do. I hope that I shed some light on this topic for you guys today. I think it's really important that we discuss such a hard topic. Thank you so much again for joining me. My name is Kristin. I'm from KristinCoaching.com, like I said before, and please subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't already. I need subscribers. I want you guys to get pop-ups every time I create a new relationship video for you, because I want to educate you and help you, and I want all of you to have happy and healthy relationships as much as possible. So please subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. For those of you who are, you guys are awesome. I love you and I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time for my next video. Take care.